Yep, finally got it. Oh, okay. Ravi, is the screen visible now?
Yes, it is visible.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So again, this was actually the first prerequisite to cover. So again, if I show you the course content documentation, you must have seen this already. One second. Yeah, so you must have gone through this content, Ravi, earlier from the official DurgaSoft website.
Right.
So again, what we are learning right now is networking basics, one of the prerequisites for cybersecurity. So again, I'm going to break it down in smaller portions today, since again, probably due to the Dasara, not everyone is back from their holiday season, I guess. So again, it's just you and me today. But again, we'll just go through a basic introduction on what IP addresses are. Okay. And after this is done, we usually go into lab setup installation. And after lab setup, we have the practical part, Linux commands, information gathering, from where we start the actual hacking modules, information gatherings, like enumeration, gaining access, maintaining access, reporting, or clearing traces. Okay. So now, when you talk about networking, there are two important definitions to know in networking. One is what is a host, and two, what's a network. When you talk about a host is any individual information system which is capable of transmitting data or receiving data from other devices. So, as an example, your mobile phone is a host, your laptop is a host, your router is a host, your smartwatch is a host. Each of these individual devices is capable of communicating with other devices, sending and receiving data from. And when you have a group of hosts which can communicate as such with one another, that becomes a network. So a group of hosts is collectively called as a network. Okay. Now, just like how we humans have our names to address each other, these devices also have names. And that name is called as an IP address, which stands for Internet Protocol Address. There was, again, this was built in the late 1950s or so. There was IP version 1, IP version 2, and IP version 3, which were quite experimental, didn't work out properly. What successfully worked out was IP version 4, Internet Protocol version 4. And we seem to be still using it even in today's world. So again, a lot of your websites, a lot of your internet connections happen on public IPv4 addresses even today. Okay, even though it's been a technology since 1950s, we still use IPv4 addresses predominantly. Okay. Now, as mentioned, this IPv4 address has a few properties to it. Firstly, it's a 32-bit address. What I mean by 32-bit is that it contains 32 zeros and ones consecutively. 1 bit is the smallest data size format, which is equal to the value of 0 or 1. Okay. And your 32-bit IPv4 address is divided in 4 equal parts, where each part contains 8 bits. And that 8-bit portion can be called as an octet, or it can also be referred to as a byte. Okay. When you have 1 byte, it consists of 8 zeros and ones. Okay. When you have 1 kilobyte, okay, it means it has 1,000 bytes. Okay, or roughly exactly 1,024 bytes. Okay. So when you have 1,024 bytes, that becomes a kilobyte. 1,024 kilobytes becomes a megabyte. 1,024 megabytes becomes a gigabyte. 1,024 gigabytes becomes a terabyte. We usually work up to terabytes in our own internal devices, okay, our home network devices. But if you go for much larger organizations, cloud organizations or ISP organizations, they might have petabytes of storage. 1,024 terabytes becomes a petabyte. Okay. So now what we're going to learn today is how do you convert any binary number to a human readable decimal number. Okay. So if we take this octet here, 10101010, I've written down the same number here. And now we're going to learn how do you convert any computer readable number to a human readable decimal number. Okay. Before that, any questions or doubts? Ravi?
No, I'm good.
Perfect. Now, there are two simple rules to convert any binary number to a human readable decimal number. Rule number one is you write down all the values from 2 power 0 all the way up to 2 power 7 from right to left under each bit. So on the rightmost bit, we'll have 2 power 0. Then you have 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, up to 2 power 7. The values for them I've written down here. Anything to the power 0 is always equal to 1. It's a mathematical rule. 2 power 1 is 2. 2 power 2 is 4. 2 power 3 is 8. 2 power 4 is 16. 2 power 5 is 32. 2 power 6 is 64. And 2 power 7 is 128. Now, once you have those values, you multiply the lower number with the top one and keep on adding with the next one. So 2 power 0 into 0, that would just give you 0. 2 power 1 into 1. 2 power 1 is 2. Into 1, you just have 2. 2 power 2 into 0, again 0. 2 power 3 into 1, that's 8. 2 power 4 into 0, again 0. 2 power 5 into 1, that's 32. 2 power 6 into 0, that's 0. And 2 power 7 into 1, that's 128. And when you add all this up, you should actually get the decimal number for this binary. 10101010 is equal to 170 in human readable language. So the computer understands it like high frequency and low frequency data. So 1 is high, 0 is low. So it has high, low, high, low, high, low, high. It transmits those signals with that frequency. And again, it communicates as just like how we humans communicate. Okay. Now, the reason I've explained you how to convert any number from binary to decimal is so that you get the range of IP addresses. So the first IP, if you had to get the first IP, all you have to do is put zeros everywhere. And you would get the first IP as 0.0.0.0. And if you want to get the last IP, you put all ones everywhere. And when you put all ones, you would have 2 power 0 into 1, plus 2 power 1 into 1, plus 2 power 2 into 1, plus 2 power 3 into 1, all the way up to 2 power 7 into 1. And if you add all those numbers up, you would get the number 255. And the last IPv for address you would have is 255.255.255.255. First IP is this one, last IP is this one. And there's a couple other billion IPs in between, which we'll talk about in the next class. Okay. But this is how you can calculate the range of IP addresses, first and last. Okay. So again, I have to explain about the sequence of IPs as well today, Ravi. But again, since the strength is a bit low and it's just you and me today, we'll stick to the sequence in tomorrow's class. We'll continue from where we left off today in tomorrow's session. Exactly. Okay. So again, you can drop your email in the chat box, Ravi. I can share this notes to you. If time permits, you can go through this notes. Okay. And ask me your questions after that as well. Hello.
Yeah, sure.
I see you. How can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Not you, Ravi. There's one more student actually called Srinivas. I didn't notice that he joined the session. Were you into automation testing or something? Ravi?
I have both automation, manual, development.
Okay, no worries. I've just sent you the notepad file, Ravi. You must have gotten it by now.
Sure.
Sure. So we'll continue from exactly from here in the next class, Ravi. Again, as mentioned, I'm taking a shorter session today because the strength is a bit low. Again, people might not be available considering that we had a very long weekend with the holidays and stuff. So tomorrow we'll take a slightly longer session at least, and I'll cover a bit more in depth on networking. Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Good night.
If
Thanks.
you are okay, can I have some doubts? Can I ask you?
Oh yeah, Ravi, go ahead.
Yeah, you can
Please.
stop the session recording. Is that fine?
Oh, 1 second. I might not have the permission to do that, Ravi. Although if you have any such questions as such, let me drop my contact number here. And you can just call me on WhatsApp or a regular call as well. And you can ask your questions on that number personally.
Other than the personal, I have few more questions as I joined today only. So
Sure.
first question is like I have a quite a good amount of experience in development, and right now I'm working in the automation also. It's a, you can say it's a 10 plus also, but I'm much more interested towards this ethical hacking and cyber security and these kind of areas. So I wanted to learn myself. So that is the reason why I searched in the DurgaSoft. I found your session is going on recently.
Okay.
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 So how is it really useful for me having a person who has having around 10 years of experience person?
Well, if you're planning on shifting your domain from, again, your development background to cybersecurity background, Ravi, doing just CH, this first course will not be sufficient, to be very upfront and frank with you. This course is only again, created for people who want to get into the domain, again, as a fresher. Okay. So CH is a course which covers the fundamentals of cybersecurity up to intermediate level, where you can land a job again again with 1 years of experience or so. Okay, you can fake it out up to 1 year. But if you want again not start from scratch, if you want some good amount of salary in the cybersecurity domain, I would recommend going with this course and a couple other courses as well. Okay, higher level courses such as web application pen testing or SOC analysis, and that might help you out to fill the gap between your existing experience salary and the salary that you might get with cybersecurity. So yeah, definitely helpful. This is the first step that you have to take in order to get into cybersecurity, going with CEH, Certified Ethical Hacking. But after that, with your area of expertise in development for 10 years, I would recommend you again to get that salary at a par of that level, learn some advanced courses as well in cybersecurity. That
So
would increase.
so
Yeah.
for ethical hacking certification, from this course point of view, will you support uh, in order to complete that certification course?
Yeah, yeah. Again, if you're planning on writing certification, do let me know, Ravi. I assist in that as well. So if you have any queries regarding exam or the certification exam or the preparation for it, I'll be there to help you. I'll be there to assist. Nothing to worry about it.
Okay. So course and one more thing is just wanted I would like to know about the trainer as about yourself, like
Uh,
how many years of
I'm so sorry. I could not introduce myself first of all, Ravi. I did that in the last demo session, but
Hmm.
again, it slipped my mind completely. So again, my name is Mohammed Shoaib. I'm a cybersecurity trainer certified from EC Council itself in this certification CEH and one more certification called ECSA, EC Council Security Analyst. So I've had at least 5 years of experience in training department. So I've been teaching cybersecurity courses for DurgaSoft and a couple other institutes in Bangalore and Mumbai. Okay. So I've also worked as a SOC analyst earlier in the year 2019 to 2020. But after that, I found it flexible in my teaching department itself due to better communication skills. And when I found that I had a better scope trying to teach students and certify them. So I did my certifications from EC Council first and then shifted into training completely. So right now, my whole focus, or you would say, is to build a cybersecurity institute at the moment of my own. But for now, I'm trying to teach courses for people in cybersecurity and trying to get them certified directly with EC Council.
Okay.
Okay.
I think
So
these sessions will be more helpful for us. And one more thing is, may I know the total strength of the class? So every day the class timings will be the same or will it
it's
change?
going to be the same, Ravi. But again, these are still demo sessions. So we have still not fixated on a batch at the moment. But usually on a rough average, we have students from around 4 to 7 students in every batch. So that could vary again. Depends on again the timing, the students' availabilities. So we're still working on the demos. We're still trying to gather students. But once we fix a batch, it's going to be around 4 to 7 students max to max, not more than that.
Hmm.
And should be the same timing, no change in timings at all. Might shift earlier to 9 o'clock maybe, but nothing other than that.
Because as I'm a real time person, right? So for me, it will be difficult in case time gets changed. I will be having calls, the client calls and the project calls.
No, no,
So
no. Time, no. We'll stick on the same time itself, Ravi. Maybe as mentioned, it might change to 9 o'clock, maybe. I hope that is okay, but not much earlier than that.
hmm, okay, yeah. Anyway, I got your number, right? So if I have any questions, I'll message you on that.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Definitely. That number has my WhatsApp as well. So if you have any questions, you can ping me on WhatsApp directly or give me a call as well. Usually during the daytimes after 10 a.m.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good night. Thanks for joining today, Ravi. And I'll see you tomorrow at the same time.
Sure.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.